Hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome back to my channel. This is your horoscope for June 2026, and I have to say this is a very important month for you. June brings a very strong focus on your identity, your personal life, your money, your values, your relationships, and your long-term future. So if you're Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Rising, this forecast is for you. So let's begin. First of all, throughout June, we still have this powerful triangle between the slower planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are very slow-moving planets. They don't usually bring quick, small changes. They work deeply, they change our identity, our dreams, our beliefs, our direction, and sometimes the entire structure of our life. For you, Gemini, this is extremely personal. Uranus is in your first house, the house of you, your identity, your body, your appearance, your personality, your image, your energy, your confidence, and the way you show up in the world. Pluto is in your ninth house, the house of travel, foreign countries, higher education, spiritual beliefs, teachers, publishing, legal matters, and your vision of the future. And the Neptune is in your 11th house, the house of friends, some communities, social circles, networks, social media, audiences, dreams, hopes, and long-term goals. So what does this mean? It means that Gemini, you are entering a period where your personality, your beliefs, and your dreams are all changing at the same time. You may begin to see your life differently. You may start questioning old ideas. You may realize that something you used to believe is no longer true for you. You may feel drawn towards new people, new communities, new countries, new knowledge, some spiritual ideas, or a completely different future. Uranus in your first house can make you more independent, more authentic, more honest, and maybe even a little unpredictable. You may suddenly feel, I don't want to play this role anymore. I don't want to be the person everyone expects me to be. I want to be myself. And this is very powerful. For some Geminis, this can bring changes in appearance, their style, behavior, confidence, habits, or the way you present yourself online and in real life. For others, it can be a deeper identity shift. You may start asking yourself, who am I now? What do I really want? What future actually belongs to me? And because Neptune is in your 11th house, your dreams are also changing. Your social circle may be changing. Your friends, groups, some communities, followers, clients, or audience may begin to shift. Some people may leave your life, not necessarily because of conflict, but because they no longer match your new energy. And at the same time, new people may appear, people who inspire you, people who understand your future, who open your mind, who help to see your bigger possibilities. So Gemini, in June, pay attention to your environment. Who inspires you, or maybe who limits you, who supports your growth, who still expects you to be the old version of yourself. Because these months, your soul may quietly start choosing a new future. Now the month begins under the influence of the full moon that happened on May 31st. This full moon will be still active during the first week of June, and for some Geminis even during the first 2 weeks of June. This full moon lights up your 7th house. The seventh house, is connected with relationships, marriage, romantic partners, business partners, clients, contracts, agreements, some negotiations, and any situation where there is you and another person. So at the beginning of June, something may become very clear in a relationship. A full moon often brings clarity, culmination, emotional truth. It can be some decision or ending. It can show you what has been hidden. It can also bring a result. For some Geminis, this may be connected with love. You may have an important conversation, for example, with your partner. You may understand how someone really feels about you, and you may decide where a relationship is going. You may meet someone significant for you, go on an important date, or experience a very romantic moment. For others, this may be about a business partnership, a client, a contract, or some agreement. You may sign something, complete negotiations, finish a contract, or decide whether you want to continue working with someone. And for some of you, this full moon may bring the end of a relationship or some partnership. Not always dramatically, but clearly. You may realize this is not working anymore, or we are no longer moving in the same direction. The seventh house is also the house of mirrors. Other people show us something about ourselves. So this full moon may ask you, Gemini, who is truly aligned with the person you are becoming, who supports your future, who sees the real you, who respects your values, and who only wants the old version of you. This is one of the big relationship questions at the beginning of June. On June 2nd, Mercury enters your second house. This is very important because Mercury is your ruling planet. So whenever Mercury changes signs, you feel it more strongly than any other zodiac signs. The second house rules money, income, salary, clients, your resources, possessions, purchases, savings, also self-worth, values, and everything that makes you feel stable and secure. So from June 2nd, your mind becomes much more focused on money. You may start thinking about your income, expenses, pricing, payments, financial documents, work offers, purchases, banking, taxes, insurance, or ways to earn more. Mercury brings news, messages, calls, conversations about it, documents, negotiations, and decisions. So this can bring to you some financial news. You may receive a message about money, you may speak with a bank, you may negotiate salary, or you may discuss payment with some client. Also, you may receive an offer for a project, for example. You may sign financial documents. You may start calculating your budget. For some Geminis, this may bring a new client, a new job opportunity, a new project, or a new way to make money. For others, this may be about purchases. For example, you may decide to buy something important, to start compare prices, choose equipment, invest in something useful. But the second house is not only about money, it is also about value. So Mercury here may make you ask deeper questions. What is my time worth? What is my energy worth? Am I charging enough? Am I giving too much? What do I truly value now? And Gemini, these questions are very important in June because your value system is changing along with your identity. Now, Gemini, one of the most beautiful periods of the month is June 8th to June 10th. You may feel it even a little bit earlier, around June 7th. Venus connects with Jupiter in your second house. This is gorgeous for money, gifts, opportunities, and self-worth. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, money, pleasure, gifts, attraction, and harmony. And Jupiter is the planet of growth, abundance, expansion, luck, protection, and big opportunities. When Venus and Jupiter meet, something pleasant can happen. We may receive a gift, good news, money, support, maybe invitation, a beautiful offer, or a feeling that life is opening a door. And for you, Gemini, this happens in the house of money and values. So this can bring money coming in, a payment, a bonus, a profitable client, a good job offer, a new project, a contract, maybe a gift, a valuable purchase, a beautiful opportunity to increase your income. For some Geminis, this may be a very lucky financial window. You may receive an offer that feels generous. Someone may support you. A client may say yes. A financial institution may improve. You may attract something valuable. This can also be connected with love, because Venus is love, and second house is a value. Maybe someone shows you that they value you. Maybe you receive a meaningful gift. Maybe a romantic situation makes you feel appreciated. Maybe love and money are connected in some way. For others, this can be a moment of self-worth. You may suddenly realize, I deserve more, I can receive more, I don't need to settle for less. This is one of the best periods of June for financial conversations, any kind of offers, purchases, negotiations, and opportunities. But remember, Mercury goes retrograde at the end of the month, so if something important is ready in the first half of June, it is better not to delay it too much. On June 14th, Venus enters your third house. The third house is connected with communication, messages, phone calls, emails, short trips, documents, learning, courses, exams. Your siblings and relatives also can be neighbors, cars, any kind of transportation, social media, and your everyday environment. Venus brings beauty, harmony, pleasure, love, softness, and pleasant events. So from June 14th, communication becomes sweeter. You may receive a nice message. You may have a pleasant conversation with someone. You may enjoy a short trip. You may hear good news from siblings, cousins, nephews, neighbors, or someone in your local environment. For some Gemini, this can bring a beautiful trip, a romantic message, a date nearby, a pleasant meeting, or a lovely invitation. For others, this may be connected with learning. You may start a course, enjoy a class, meet nice people through education, or feel inspired to write something, to speak, teach, record content, or communicate more beautifully. The third house also rules transport and all devices, so Venus here can bring something beautiful or useful connected with a car, phone, laptop, camera, or any kind of technology. Maybe you buy something you like. Maybe you decorate your workspace. Maybe you choose a beautiful gadget, new gadget. Maybe you enjoy driving somewhere, and because you are a Gemini, communication is your natural element. With Venus in your third house, your words can become more charming, even attractive and magnetic. This is a good period for social media, dating apps, interviews, presentations, content, writing, speaking, any kind of negotiations, and reconnecting with people. On June 15th, we have one of the most important moments of the month, the new moon in Gemini. This new moon happens in your first house. And Gemini, this is your personal new moon. This is a new beginning for you. The first house is your identity, your body, your image, your appearance, your personality, confidence, energy, your personal goals, and the way you begin a new life cycle. New moon bring fresh starts, and when a new moon happens in your own sign, it can feel like an energetic birthday. You may feel ready to begin again, a new image, a new role, a new decision, new project, a relationship with yourself, a new level of confidence, a new chapter in your life. This new moon is especially powerful for Geminis born around June 14th, 15th, and 16th. This is a wonderful moment to set intentions, begin something personal, refresh your appearance, launch any kind of project, start a new habit, make a personal decision, or choose the direction you want to grow into. And very often, what begins around a new moon can bring results around the full moon in the same sign about 6 months later. So something you begin now may show an important result around late November. So ask yourself, Gemini, Who am I becoming? What do I want to begin? What version of me is ready to be born right now? June 15th and June 16th are especially good for new beginnings, because after that Mercury begins to slow down before going retrograde at the end of the month. So if you want to start something important, make a decision, launch something, change your image, sign something, or buy something significant, the middle of June is much better than the end of June. On June 21st, we have a summer solstice. This is one of the most powerful, energetic moments of the year. This is a turning point connecting with light, renewal, manifestation, clarity, and intention. For you, Gemini, this can be a beautiful moment to connect with your future vision, because so much is changing in your identity, beliefs, friendships, your dreams, and financial values. The solstice may help you pause and ask yourself, what do I want to create next? What future do I want to choose? Or maybe what kind of people do I want around me? What am I ready to release? And what am I ready to call in? This is a good day for channeling, meditation, prayer, manifestation, spiritual practice. You don't need to do anything complicated. Just be honest with yourself. Because Gemini, this month is not only about events, it's about direction. On June 22nd, the Sun enters your second house. And again, money becomes one of the biggest themes of the month. By this time, Mercury has already entered your money sector. Venus and Jupiter have brought beautiful opportunities there, and now the Sun brings even more focus and energy. And the second house rules income, salary, possessions, savings, purchases, resources, values, and self-worth. So after June 22nd, many Gemini may become more focused on financial stability. You may want to earn more. You may want to organize your budget. You may look at your prices, salary, or spending habits. You may want to build something more secure. You may begin to value yourself more. The Sun brings clarity, so you may see very clearly what is worth your energy and what is not. This can also be connected with health and physical energy, because the second house is also about resources, and your body is one of your most important resources. So after June 22nd, you may want to take better care of yourself, eat better, rest more, protect your energy, or choose things that make you feel stronger and more stable. Gemini, this is a beautiful time to remember. Your energy is very valuable. Your time is valuable. Your talents are valuable. So do not spend yourself everywhere. On June 29th, Mars enters your sign Gemini and will stay there until August 12th. This is huge. Mars is a planet of action, energy, passion, courage, motivation, desire, and sometimes even conflicts. When Mars enters your first house, you may feel more alive, more active, more direct, more confident, and more ready to take action. You may suddenly feel, I can do this, I'm ready, and I'm not waiting anymore. This can be excellent for starting personal projects, becoming more visible, for exercising and changing your body. For some Geminis, Mars in the first house can bring a lot of physical energy. You may want to move more, walk more, train, dance, travel, or do something active. For others, it can bring impatience. You may speak more directly, you may react faster, you may be less willing to tolerate things that annoy you. And because Mercury goes retrograde on the same day, this combination can be intense. Mars says, go now. Mercury retrograde says, wait, check, and review. So the key is balance. Use Mars for courage, motivation, action, and physical energy. But don't let it push you into impulsive decisions, any arguments, or unnecessary conflicts. Gemini, your words may become sharper during this time, so choose them carefully. Mars gives power to your presence. Use it wisely. Also, on June 29th, Mercury, your ruling planet, turns retrograde. Mercury will be retrograde from June 29th until July 23rd. And for you, Gemini, this happens in your second house of money, income, purchases, resources, values, and self-worth. This is very important. When your ruling planet goes retrograde, you usually feel it more personally. Your energy may slow down, plans may change, you may need to review something, correct something, return to some things, or wait for missing information. Because Mercury retrograde happens in your money house, so financial topics may need extra attention. There may be like delays with payments, refunds may take longer, a purchase may need to be returned or exchanged, some old client may come back, an old financial issue may need to be corrected. You may need to review, for example, your budget. You may negotiate a price, you may change your rates, you may repair something instead of buying new. This can also bring old debts, old bills, old documents, tax questions, bank issues, subscription problems even, or confusion around payments. Mercury retrograde is not necessarily bad. It is very useful for reviewing, editing, repair, to repair something, reorganize and fix things from the past. But it's not the best time for careless spending or major financial decisions without checking all the details. So from the end of June and through July, be careful with expensive purchases. Check receipts, contracts, payment information, all banking details, your subscriptions, delivery dates, and return policies. If you're buying technology, a car, expensive equipment, or anything important, double check everything. And if possible, make your most important new financial moves in the first half of June, before Mercury slows down too much. Also on June 29th, we have a full moon in your 8th house. So Gemini, the end of June is extremely financial. The 8th house rules shared money, other people's money, debts, loans, mortgages, taxes, insurance, inheritance, alimony, any kind of grants and scholarships, investments, commissions, your partner's income, business money, and financial obligations. A full moon in the 8th house can bring clarity, result, a decision, or an ending connected with one of these topics. You may receive news about taxes, insurance, credit, loan, mortgage, inheritance, financial support, or money from some organization. You may pay something off, you may receive money, you may divide finances with someone, and you may make a decision about shared property, for example. You may see the truth about a financial situation. You may understand what belongs to you and what belongs to someone else. For some Geminis, this can be connected with the partner's money. Your partner may receive money, change income, have some expenses, or make an important financial decision. For others, this may be about business finances, investors, grants, commissions, or financial support from another person or institution. The 8th house can also reveal hidden things. So this full moon may show you the real numbers. You may finally understand where money is going, what needs to be paid, what needs to be corrected, or what financial pattern must change. Because Mercury turns retrograde on the same day, do not rush. Read everything very carefully. Check just every document. Ask questions. This full moon can bring clarity, but Mercury retrograde says verify before you decide. My beautiful Gemini, I hope June brings you clarity, confidence, money, blessings, powerful new beginnings, and a deeper understanding of your own worth. If this forecast resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and write please in the comments, are you a Gemini sun, moon or rising? I love you, and I'm sending you so much light, and I wish you a beautiful, lucky and powerful June 2026. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Mwah.